Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Daniyal Akbar and my project is on MapReduce with Docker Swarm mode. In this project, I have covered all the aspects in terms of backend and frontend services. For my backend services, I am running Hadoop cluster and HBase database on top of it. For frontend, a Python web framework Flask has been implemented, which uses HappyBase as the API library to communicate with the HBase dataset. These services are all deployed on Docker Swarm mode. All of these services work in conjunction to execute MapReduce queries performed on large datasets, which I will demonstrate in this video later on. So first thing first, I need to tell you that of course this is not Windows, because in order to implement Docker Swarm mode, I had to take everything into Linux mode. So this is Zorin distribution based on Ubuntu Linux distribution. The entire project that I've made submitted everything onto my GitHub repository, and the Flask image that I've created is also deployed into my Docker Hub repository. So this is my GitHub repository file. If I open this up, here is all my mini files. For example, my vol folder contains all the datasets that I've gathered from Kaggle website. In Flask web app, these are all the Flask web framework files needed for my project to run. The static folder has all the media files such as CSS, images, JavaScript, Bootstrap files. I've used Bootstrap in my Flask project website. Template has all the static HTML content, templates that's rendered my web pages. I have my Docker file over here, which created the Flask image and deployed on the Docker Hub, on my Docker Hub account. HBase API is the library which is using a HappyBase library to communicate with HBase execute queries using Python script. And this is my view file to which actually executes the entire thing. Going back, last thing, this is my Docker Swarm Docker Compose file. Mind you, this will not actually start Docker Swarm environment, but it'll just simply create a cluster of 3 nodes, as you can see. Node 1, 2, and 3. All these nodes are basically linked through a bridge network and are all mounted on the same volume, and their ports are also exposed to be accessed in the localhost. And if I can just run this in front of you, there we go. As you can see, node 1, 2, and 3 are all working. In order to see all the services and the nodes and their relationship, I need to bash into node 1, which is the manager node. Now to see all the nodes running in here, here we go. As you can see, node 1 has the manager leader status, and node 2 and node 3 are the worker nodes. To see all the services running on this swarm mode, here you go. Here's my Flask web app running, and there's the multi-container node HBase Docker working inside my Docker Swarm mode, and all of these are I'm basically running Docker in Docker images. So these services are running as an inner container, which are exposing their services to these ports in the outer container, and hence exporting it to my localhost machine. Okay, so let's head to the browser. Basically, this was it. This is Docker Swarm mode. So let's head to the browser and see if they're working or not. Here we go. It's working. HBase is working, and just and there we go. Thrift server is also working. All the containers, multi-containers are working over here as well. And since Flask is also deployed on the Swarm mode, let's head and see if it's working too. There we go. This is my front-end website. Basically, these are made using Flask and Bootstrap. And while using Bootstrap, I've imported a lot of dummy data as well. Mind you, these are all dummy data, but I've implemented several MapReduce features, which I'll just show you in a second. Let's go to contact page first. Okay, over here, I've just one of the MapReduce functionality that I've implemented is the spam detection feature. And let me just fill these fields with dummy content. And if I just hit send over here, I've generated an alert that says if it's spam or not, depending on the content of the message body. And since that was just a dummy data, it was detected as non-spam. Now, if I fill it again and write something similar to some spam word, let's say winner or something like that, if I hit send now, it's going to show you if it is spam or not. this is gonna be cross-referencing through all the fields in my spam detection data set that I've imported in each piece. Okay, moving on to services page. Over here, I've implemented searching functionality. Okay, and it will fetch out all the likeness of the word. Let's say I click on shirt, okay, and hit search, and there we go. Mind you, the images are all dummy content, but the name, the price, everything, all those stuff are fetched from actual database. Okay, and as you can see, these prices are not organized. So if I can even this third feature that I've implemented is the filtering process. So I've implemented two filtering features: price from high, from this should be low to high. I'm sorry, this should be low to high, and the second feature is latest products. So price low to high. I'm sorry about this. So if I hit search, it's gonna show you starting from lowest price, ending at the highest one. So that's working. And if I hit the latest products, hit send, it's gonna fetch out something else, some other data which are most recently added to the collection. Let's say hit clock, hit latest, search, and there we go. All the stuff are fetched out, filtered. Okay, so these are a few of the MapReduce processes. Another one is that every item populated over here are linked. If I click any one of these, let's say this one, alarm clock, it's gonna take you to this page. It's its own, again, widely filled with dummy content, but the actual part fetched from the database is the actual name, the price, some details. But major next feature was these related products. So these related products are fetching all the product that I click. It just gathered information of that specific product and fetched out related to that specific product based on categories and other stuff. One more feature, MapReduce feature that I've implemented is the seasonal tab over here. Again, dummy data, but if I click on these values, so it'll fetch out data from the database, and it will filter out specifically those data which lie in a specific season. So it's going to fetch out those products exactly which are the most highest selling in these seasons. See, it's going to fetch out only those specific products which are the most highest selling in that summer. Okay, winter, autumn. So it's fetching out, it's taking a while because the data is huge. Okay, so these are all the functionality that I've implemented using MapReduce. If I can just simply show you the APIs that I've created. This is the file which is using HappyBase library to create connection with HBase at this port. It's connecting through Thrift server, and these are all the APIs for searching a single product, searching product, sorting, filtering, and seasonal products, and spam detection, everything. And this is my main view file, which is actually, this is the route page and directing all the templates in my project. So this is my project. I hope everything went well and you liked it, sir. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.